Cage Season 2. Trailer came out. We're going to talk about it. We're going to actually, because we're doing the Tangent Weekly now, we'll definitely be getting Marvel series reviews the week after it comes out. It'll be on the Tangent.
Yeah, because it's just live, and we don't have an excuse not to at that point.
Yep. So, Luke Cage Season 2, it looks like they're going to go with sort of the hero for hire stuff. That looks like it's going to be at least... by the end of the season, I think we'll get a nod to Heroes for Hire. That's definitely the direction he's going, because in the trailer you see him being filmed by someone. He's being very famous in Harlem. People are all like, yeah, Luke Cage, the people's hero, all that stuff that you expected. And then the police are getting annoyed that he's coming in and bringing people in off the street. You can't be a vigilante, Cage! And then a guy walks up on the street and fucking...
Is that Commissioner Gordon?
Yeah, sure. And he just uppercuts Luke Cage and he's down on the ground.
That was pretty good. I mean, okay. So...
Bushmaster is the name of this villain, by the way. Bushmaster.
He's a master of the bush. We're both very mature. So, Luke Cage's last villain was kind of that. But only for like a second. This one looks more informed. It looks better. It looks like it took time. I just wish Mahershala Ali, I think I said his name right, was still like the gangster. It's because, and I read a Reddit post about this, so this is going to sound very familiar if you read this post. Sorry, I don't know who wrote it. But essentially they were talking about how it broke down the later part of Luke Cage because it was so interesting seeing, in the earlier parts, someone who is bulletproof, someone who cannot be harmed by outside influence for the most part, taking on someone who is attacking them by hurting the neighborhood, by hurting the people they care about. Right, that's interesting.
Using other means. That's an interesting story.
I mean, it's the same thing like with Superman. You don't fight Superman. You try to kill Lois Lane, or you affect the other members, or you affect Metropolis. Right. It's never Superman's in danger. Kryptonite, but also Kryptonite I think is a bad plot device. Well, that's what I'm saying, like the good stories. Like, it's never... I think besides Death and Return of Superman, I can't think of a good story where Superman is in danger and it's compelling. Sure. And the only reason it's compelling in Death and Return of Superman is because we wanted fucking Superman to die so we could find out how they work. Like, it was more like he's coming back sort of stuff. Maybe they didn't at the time, but they probably did. But like the other Supermen that come out, like Eradicator and Superboy and Steel, and seeing how they deal with that, none of them singularly being as strong, and also the Cyborg, who we think is just called Cyborg. The Cyborg
from Teen Titans.
No. There's a Cyborg Superman. He's a robot.
He's called Cyborg Superman.
Is it just called Cyborg Superman? Yep. That's kind of lame. But it's DC. Am I surprised? Batman is their A hero. Anyway, not exactly great at naming stuff. Neither is Marvel, but...
Iron Man.
I'm trying to think of any good named superhero.
Good named? Like a clever name?
Like one that isn't... I think maybe Doctor Strange just because it's his name. But it's so on the nose from a fourth wall standpoint.
That's why I hate DC's version. Dr. Fate.
They also had that magician guy in the first Action Comics, whose name I don't remember.
The person who in canon now is Zatanna's dad?
Don't know.
Okay.
He's a magician. He had a top hat.
Probably.
Okay.
He probably got transitioned into, and now in canon I believe he is Zatanna's dad, and that's where Zatanna gets her powers, is the hat and everything. Because she knows magic.
I have a reprint of Action Comics #1 from that Loot Crate.
Oh, yeah. I have it too.
But anyways, so putting Luke Cage against someone who's just also Luke Cage, but a little bit better, is kind of not compelling. So I'm wondering and hoping if they have, like, something interesting in play here. Because last season we had the first half, which was extremely compelling, and I think most people agree, like, was it the first 6 episodes?
Sure.
Because it's 12 episodes, right?
I think it's 13.
So I would not be surprised if it's 6 and not 7. But there's a good little bit there where you have a really compelling villain. I like Luke Cage's character in general. I like the dichotomy there where, like, he's very clearly, like, he's the bulletproof black guy that wears a hoodie at night. I mean, we all get the subtext. Yeah. And I like it because I think it's a good social commentary, but also it's just a compelling character. Yeah. And they kind of throw that away at the second half, and they're just like, okay, he fights people. So I'm worried that they're just going to kind of, like, Like, I mean, like, in the trailer, he's got, like, African American college fund thing. So, I mean, like, they still know where their roots are there. Clearly, I think it's even run, isn't the director a black guy whose name I'm forgetting?
No idea.
I could be wrong. But, like, so they still know, like, hey, this is, like, you know, and also, this second season comes after Black Panther, so you probably have a lot more African-American fans of comic shows.
Sure.
So they're looking at Luke Cage. I'm worried this is going to be really disappointing. Also, is Iron Fist going to be in this? Because it's clear they're starting the Heroes for Hire.
There's an implication that he's going to at least cameo in some of it. I don't know to what aspect. I'd imagine, based on the trailer, it looks like the guy basically has Luke Cage powers, but he can also fight. Luke Cage can fight like a brawl, but he's not a martial artist. So I think what's going to happen is he's going to have to get some basic fight training from Danny, and they're going to become better friends through that.
And here's why: the director of this is not the director from Iron Fist.
Correct.
And I think it can be done well.
Yeah.
Because Iron Fist is a cool character. I think it's fun. So, and I really like their on-screen dynamic. I really like those two actors together.
Yeah.
I think they do a good job. And I really like... Oh, I forget his name suddenly. The actor that plays Luke Cage.
Mike Coulter.
Mike Coulter, thank you. I really like his performance as Luke Cage, where he's definitely very intelligent.
Yeah.
And he's like dared mom, kind of like, stay in school and don't do drugs. But he doesn't just say that. It's not platitudes. He actually gives reasons and talks to people. Yeah. And I really like that about the character. And the showing me combat right away, which makes me think, are we just dealing with the violence aspect of his character, which is the least compelling aspect? Yeah. Like, the whole point is that he doesn't have to fight people because they can't hurt him. He does sometimes because it's fun and it's a comic book, but he doesn't have to. His words are kind of his A weapon. He goes to that first, right? And that's interesting to me. Yeah. Where he's not the most charismatic person. He's good looking, but he's not like, you know...
He's not a smooth talker.
He doesn't have a silver tongue. He's not always trying to trick people. He's just being honest and standing by his laurels, basically. And I like that. And I don't think we're getting that.
I don't know. We'll see. Misty Knight, it looks like, is getting her robotic arm.
She gets her robot arm. We
saw
cool. Set pictures of that very shortly after, I think.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, that's fine.
It'd be funny if they mention it's like Wakandan tech, similar to what What's-His-Face had, Claw had.
Or Hammer tech.
Sure.
Because they're just in the area.
Yeah.
I liked her character. I just thought she was okay. Again, Rosario Dawson's back, and that's something I didn't want to deal with.
Isn't it so funny we started out in Daredevil Season 1
Rosario.
Really liking her, but they just keep overusing her to the point it's like, what? No, don't bring her to another country with you. You're fighting ninjas.
Like Iron Fist really irritated me.
Yeah, that's a Scott Buck problem though. Hopefully,
I'm fine with the night nurse being around. That makes sense. Like she does, that's her thing. But like, she's had like 3 relationships.
I'd like to think the Thanos snap.
Maybe she's just. Well, no spoilers. But
it's been 2 fucking weeks.
Maybe the Thanos snap informs some of this. How interesting would it be if the end of the season is during that, though?
That'd be fine. See, here's the thing. I'm concerned.
What about the first half of that? He's fighting him, and then the guy just evaporates.
I'd be so...
That's fucking interesting.
I don't think at this point the TV and movie divisions have, like, anyone going back and forth and checking, like... shit anymore, because they'd really disagree. Feige hates Loeb, who is in charge of the TV division.
Do they hate each other?
Yeah.
Why?
Loeb's a huge fucking dick.
Wow, that makes sense.
He's an asshole, and he's like, oh, I don't want to make female lead shows. No one likes fucking women. And he was like one of the people who was like, I don't want to make a fucking Black Widow movie. We're not even going to make Black Widow toys. No one wants to buy Black Widow toys. Like,
I'd watch a Black Widow movie.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting.
I think that'd be really interesting.
I think it'd be interesting.
A Black Widow solo movie?
Her dealing with S.H.I.E.L.D. and, like, maybe even the aftermath of her leaking all of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff onto the internet. I don't know. Anyway.
No, I really... Like, I love spy movies, but a spy movie in the Marvel Universe sounds fucking cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want that, just for the record.
Apparently...
You can also put Scarlett Johansson in something that doesn't let me see the inside of her anus. I'm also fine with that. I don't need to almost see every bit of Scarlett Johansson's body. We get it. She's good looking.
I lost my train of thought at Scarlett Johansson's anus.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It starts to irritate me. Like Like I'm slowly
big
just
reward!
being like, yeah, okay, tits, I understand.
Oh, I remember now. Okay.
Like Okoye wasn't like hypersexualized. No. It's just Scarlett Johansson's. To be fair, Scarlett Johansson is oppressively good looking. she's the Chris Hemsworth female. Like both of them. I don't want to be in a room with both of them at the same time. I may come out a changed man.
With Captain Marvel coming out, I assume that'll do very well, especially after Wonder Woman, and especially after Black Panther.
Yeah.
They're seeing there's a market for this stuff. And I think that we'll get a Black Widow movie.
You know what I really like? She's in kind of jumping on the ScarJo stuff. She's it's almost a Captain America-esque style suit.
Sure.
It doesn't have like a cleavage hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they actually thought about it for once. I like that.
Yeah.
Like where we started and where we're ending up is making me feel good. But we're still going to get shirtless pictures or scenes with the male leads, so whatever.
All right. So I guess that's enough about Luke Cage. I'm excited for it. I'm hoping that they learned from their mistakes of the first season, and we'll review that, of course, when it comes out.